Hello everyone, Resurrection Graves here, and I have taken a break from writing my book about relationships and friendships and sort of my philosophy on friendship and connections, networking. My subject matter is God business relationships. So this book really incorporates a lot of what I believe and what my philosophical understanding and my spiritual understanding is of how we're supposed to live and sort of cohabitate together on this land. So that book is coming and I'm very excited about it. And I wanted to take a break to share with you some products and services that are going to be available on the website in early 2015. So here's what's happening. What's happening is that I am expanding my brand. I'm not really rebranding. I'm expanding what's already there. Most people know me as it relates to homelessness, and they know me to have owned a business, but they don't really know me as an entrepreneur. And many people do know me as this coach and mentor and support system and that kind of thing. And so I'm really expanding that part of the brand so that you can get to know me in that way. So I am going to be business coaching. I'm also going to be hosting and facilitating 3 mastermind groups, and that's the purpose of this particular video, is to talk to you about those mastermind groups. And you see me smiling because it brings me great joy to talk about them. So we have 3 mastermind groups. They are all copywritten, trademarked, and so I just ask that people walk in integrity and don't steal my stuff. So the first one is called Brain Trust for Future Billionaires. And I'm going to say it again, Brain Trust for Future Billionaires. So it's a peer community of visionaries and economic geniuses who, with foresight, position their companies to make billions within their lifetime. And if you see me do this, I'm being transparent. I am, kind of looking and cheating. So the Brain Trust for Future Billionaires, my heart in this is to make it a very small community of business leaders. These are thought leaders, people who really feel compelled and feel called to this idea that they would become billionaires in their lifetime. This is not for people who say, oh yeah, Jesus told me I'm supposed to be. We're not talking about that. What I'm talking about is people who really, truly believe that they are called to become sort of super wealthy, and that the benefits would be to impact the world. So there are a couple of things that are required for this. You must be a thought leader and have an opinion on 3 of the following topics. You have to have an opinion on philosophy, faith, beliefs, politics, finance, education, race, entrepreneurship, leadership, and influence. Just give me 3, but you need to really have sort of this good ground that you are walking on, where you know who you are, who you desire to become, and that you are becoming it actively. And when I say be extraordinary, these are the people who do not run from this idea that they would be extraordinary. Brain Trust for Future Billionaires. Brain Trust for Future Billionaires. That is what we're talking about here. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to the very next one, which is called $1 Million Mission. $1 Million Mission is a mastermind group for high-profit entrepreneurs who desire to be in a peer-connected environment of people who have similar attributes and business goals. These are for people that might be making 6 figures. You might be already on the path that you'd like to be on, and you're making some good money, but you want to take it to the next level, and you'd like to be on that $1 Million Mission. This is a mastermind group. I want to be very clear. Mastermind groups are for peers. Coaching groups are for people who need to be coached. So if you are assessing how you are to be connected to me, then you should be looking at, do I need to be coached? Do I have an understanding of where I want to go? And do I need Resurrection to coach me in some particular areas? Do I need to be in Blueprint for Bosses, which is my 12-month program, coaching program? Do I need to, be involved in how to become a paid speaker, which is a coaching program that I'm offering. The mastermind groups are for peers who are in a place where they want to be connected directly to me. I am one of the hosts and facilitators of the group, but also that you feel that in a room full of people who are making six figures or who believe that they're called to be billionaires, that it would really be a peer group for you. And so it does take some honesty, and it also takes an application, because I am looking. All right, so with the $1 Million Mission, couple things: you have to be a thought leader as well and have opinion on the same topics, faith, beliefs, politics, philosophy, finance, education, race, entrepreneurship, leadership, and influence. You have to have a clear vision of your company. Are you going to buy one, sell your existing company, franchise it, or implement a succession plan? And here's how you can tell the difference between some of the groups. Brain Trust for Future Billionaires. These people already know what they want to do. They know if they have a privately held company that they want to be a 150-year-old family business. They know if they want to be the Mars, company. They know if they are looking to have someone to acquire their company. They know if they want to become McDonald's. They have an understanding already of where they want to go, and what they really need is a peer group that have the same intentions, where they can work together and move toward the same goals. Brain Trust for Future Billionaires is really focused on high-level people that have these eccentric goals that are actually attainable. So you do need to be, to some degree, a genius as a visionary. That no other way to say it. With the $1 Million Mission, you may not be a millionaire already, but you're looking a similar thing for that peer group. The difference, besides the finances, because Brain Trust for Future Billionaires, you need to be making at least $5 million in annual revenue. For $1 Million Mission, you need to be making at least $250,000 annually in revenue, and that can be in combined companies. So if you have 10 companies, as long as it's a combined amount of $250,000 annually, you would qualify for the $1 Million Mission. And so you must currently mentor, coach, teach, or otherwise support others who are actively seeking to learn from you. This really, to me, I put this in here as a clause because I believe that you get to a certain level of your own wealth and your own knowledge. I don't care if you're teaching your children. If you get to a certain place in your company where you're comfortable enough that you are actually teaching other people to do it, this is kind of a train the trainers peer group type of thing, then that tells me very much and very clearly that you see this as a peer group and not somewhere where you can soak up information and really you need to be paying for coaching. So the third one is called Finish Factor. And this one, I think most people really fall into this category. So Finish Factor is for the hundreds of you who have inboxed me and said, Rez, I really need you to write my book for me. Or Rez, I really need you to help me to understand how to finish my book. How do I complete this project? Finish Factor, very easy. We want to help you to really determine how to finish what you have started in 2015. So I'm going to actually take the time to read a little bit of the description that I wrote. And it says, ever start and stop a great idea? Ever write a book without an editor? Or have a great business concept without partnerships that are needed to move forward? Many people face this issue. You are not alone. So I want to let you know that you are not alone. You are not alone. 3 mastermind groups. And the true benefit is if you decide to be humble enough to fit into the group that you know that you belong into. So some of you believe that you're called to be a billionaire, and that's fantastic, but you haven't finished your first book yet. And so Finish Factor is for those people that really need to finish what you've started. So you are the ambitious visionary looking for your business soulmate. In the Finish Factor, you will mastermind with like-minded individuals, spend quality time finding solutions to problems, and finishing what you have started. So there's a couple of qualifying factors here as well. You must have content like informational products, website, blog, descriptions of your businesses and ideas, business plans, goals. If you don't have that much, then you really need to be in Blueprint for Bosses, which is my 12-month coaching program where I walk with you sort of in a VIP coaching format. There's a couple times a year that we get together that you will be able to come to free events, that you'll get the one-on-one attention that you need, but you'll also be in a small group coaching experience as well, and that you'll also be able to attend the larger events. The Blueprint for Bosses is my baby. It is my heart, and it is exactly what I love to do in helping people that I consider to be in the startup or the relaunch phase of your business. So if you don't have this, if you don't have the informational products, and you don't have your business ideas, your business plan, done, vision plan, business plan, however you want to name it, if your goals are not completely laid out, if you have no idea whether you want to create a company that's an LLC, privately held, publicly held, if some of these things that I'm saying to you are rolling over your head, if you don't know how to market your business, if all of these things are issues for you, then you really need to sort of stop this video and then inbox me and ask me questions about Blueprint for Bosses, which is the 12-month coaching program that walks you through every single step of your business and sort of, quite honestly, prepares you for brain trust for future billionaires. So I wrote these with the intention that you would be with me in that place. So the unique qualifier of this group is that you are, by your own admission, by your own feelings, an underachiever, or you have so many things that are unfinished, you just don't know where to start. But you're willing to do it. And that's the difference between whether you need to be in finish factor to finish what you started on a particular project, and to be in Blueprint for Bosses, which means that, you understand everything that I'm saying to you. You may have even finished a couple projects, but you just haven't finished and followed through with the things that are important for you to go to the next phase. So you have to have made at least $50,000 in the last 5 years of your business, which is quite generous. The truth is, if we don't make money in our business, then we have no business. We have a fantastic hobby or idea. So you have to have the content. You have to make or have made at least $50,000 in the last 5 years. You have to be a professional transition, or you don't have to be, but most likely you are a professional that's transitioning from corporate or government to work full-time in business ownership. So here's the thing. Most, when I say real, I mean full-time entrepreneurs, real entrepreneurs, no longer work for anyone. They have gotten to a place in their business where they're like, you know what, I'm going to go at it full-time. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job. Not going to do it. But what I will say is that at some point you have to make a decision to either take the risk or not. And one of the unique qualifiers of an entrepreneur is a person that's willing to sort of take the risk. Now, if you don't know what that means, or you don't know when to take that risk or when it's time or anything like that, you really need to be a part of one of my coaching programs so that we can walk through that with you. For the finish factor, you already know that. So you likely have already quit your job, or you're in a place where you're like, let's do it. We have to do it. And one thing I will say is that, if you are quitting your job and you plan on sort of making it by yourself, that's a very difficult task. So if you're going to quit your job, have some money in the bank, make sure your bills are paid. And you also need to set aside some money so that you can have a coach, so that you can have a mentor or someone that can walk you through this process, because it is not easy to do it alone. And I don't even believe we're supposed to be doing all of this by ourselves. A lot of it we can, but we do need to bring someone in that can support the vision. So a couple of other things concerning the finish factor, which is our third and final mastermind group, is that you must make at least 80,000 and have leadership responsibilities on your job. So if you work a full-time job, you need to be able to show that you make at least 80,000 on your job. You have leadership responsibilities on your job, which contribute to your current abilities as an entrepreneur. So if you working as an administrative assistant on a job, and then you say, well, I'm going to go and open a gym. What qualifies you to go open that gym? Is there something, some love for gym memberships or for gyms that really make you the person that should open them? I mean, you should make sure that you have some relationship, some professional relationship with the business that you want to start. And that's not unlike any bank would ask you. In order for you to ask for money from them, they want to make sure that you have some experience in the field that you're going to go into. All right. So let's see. One of the examples that I give about making this 80,000 and have leadership responsibilities on your job, which contribute to your desire or your abilities as an entrepreneur, is that let's say that you want to develop a speaker, author, training business. You should have some experience with speaking, presentation, training duties on your job. And this can translate to what helps you in the mastermind group to connect with other people. So, this is really important to the group as well. The final thing, which is the bonus, I had no idea I was going to create this. It's called My Business Soulmate. And yes, I am trademarking that. My Business Soulmate. Here's what it is. Ready? It is a matchmaking service for small business owners who have amazing ideas to launch without the necessary collaboration to fulfill the order of execution. What does that mean? My Business Soulmate, basically, this is the only networking group that I will have. What's the difference between the mastermind groups and this one networking group? Really, the networking service, the matchmaking service, is going to be very comprehensive, and this networking group, which I'm calling a matchmaking service, is really for all the people who are in my mastermind groups. So this is going to be a very exclusive networking group. That means that the Brain Trust for Billionaires people will run across the Finish Factor people at this group. And while I'm saying that the mastermind groups exist, there's going to be more than one Finish Factor group. There's going to be more than one Brain Trust for Future Billionaires group, and there's going to be more than $1 Million Mission group. So the idea behind My Business Soulmate is to pull all of those people together into one room. We're going to be, and I don't want to give away my proprietary sort of blend that makes this really beautiful, but I have a way, and I have a gift with networking as somebody. I have a way for creating this environment where you just might find the partner you have been looking for. You just might find that person that can be your co-founder, that can be the CEO of your company, or COO or CFO. You're going to find the person that is amazing and could be your executive assistant. I mean, in the Finish Factor, someone may want to come off their job from being an executive assistant and open their own executive assistant business. And how amazing would it be, because I need one of those right now, by the way, if someone decided to do that and you met them at My Business Soulmate. So this is going to be the only networking group that I offer, and it will be internal. So that means that all of my mastermind groups will have access to a membership with My Business Soulmate. And it comes with your participation in the mastermind group. The other thing that makes my mastermind group pretty amazing, all of the mastermind groups pretty amazing, is that when you finish your course in Finish Factor, if you need to then go to $1 Million Mission, you feel like you've outgrown Finish Factor, then you're able to do that. When you outgrow $1 Million Mission, then you're able to move on to Brain Trust for Future Billionaires. So I really wanted to create something where not only as I grow do we expand, but that you have an opportunity to grow as well. So I'm looking for, and if you have not captured this and everything that I've ever said, I'm really looking for sort of these long-term, positive, extraordinary connections and collective of experiences so that we can have an enriched life. It's fantastic to be an entrepreneur and to have success, but when you can do that and have amazing relationships, I think it adds so much more to your life. So with all of that being said, we have 3 mastermind groups. I'll just go over the names. Finish Factor, meaning you need to finish what you started. $1 Million Mission means that you have had some, profits and success so far, and you really want to hit your $1 million mark. And then Brain Trust for Future Billionaires are people who are not billionaires, but have the ability, the genius, the vision to complete that in their lifetime. And so obviously they have their own specific concentrations. And then we have My Business Soulmate, which is the only networking group that Resurrection Graves will ever offer. And it is an internal group where you do have to already be a member of one of my mastermind groups to attend. So I realize that this has been sort of a long video, but if you've taken the time to read it to me or to listen to it to me, it tells me that you are serious about joining some groups that have relationships that would be best for you and your business coming into 2015. So inbox me. Let's talk about it. If you're not sure where you might fit, let's talk about it. The mastermind groups will be posted on the website when it comes out in early 2015. And what that really means for you is that I'd like you to begin praying about where you fit into all of this and what you need help with. It really is probably obvious. Either you are, you meet certain qualifications or you don't. But a lot of people are trying to figure out, well, I should be able to do all this business stuff for free. And that's just a lie. A lot of things that I did for free and I put my time in, and that's fantastic. But you do get to a point where your family needs to eat. So, if you don't know whether you're at that point, I can tell you, but I know this, that you will become stuck if you're afraid to spend money and to invest in yourself. So that you can go to the next level. There's only so much you can do for free. I can help people who don't have any money at all, and you're welcome to call me and I'll tell you what to do. But it shouldn't take you long to implement those things in order to brand yourself. Outside of that, it's going to cost you some money to brand yourself in a way that would attract people to pay for what you are offering. And make a decision. That's it. So I want to thank you for watching this video, for checking out my mastermind groups and my networking group that is internal and comes with the membership for the mastermind groups, and let you know that I really look forward to this. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad I waited, and I cannot wait to help you pull out the vision that God has for you, expand it, execute it, and just watch you soar. So thank you, and be extraordinary.